Arsenal have defeated Newcastle in the Premier League 3-0 in what was a very comprehensive win for the Gunners. And yeah, I think everyone in an Arsenal shirt today had a pretty good game. The midfield pivot I liked. It was Granit Xhaka partnered with Thomas Partey. Granit Xhaka made a lot of interceptions, read the game very well today, and fizzed some great passes into our forward line, kept things ticking over. Thomas Partey, who he played some great deliveries forward, made a couple of no-look passes, which I noticed. And one of his deliveries or passes, a long ball into Aubameyang, was what led to our first goal, with Aubameyang finishing with his left foot, and it was a great tidy finish from him. Our second goal came from some great work down the left-hand side from Emile Smith-Rowe, who was driving at a defender and put an easy cut back into Saka for a great finish. And our third and final goal, which also came in the second half, was built from some lovely link-up play between Cedric and Saka down the right-hand side. Saka played the ball into Cedric, and then Cedric just managed to keep the ball in play just on the line and cut the ball back into Aubameyang, and Aubameyang got his second goal of the night. And yeah, it's great to see Aubameyang back in the goals. Hopefully this can sort of reignite his goal-scoring fire, I suppose. And if he can even get to somewhere close to the level that he achieved for us last year, or just the level of goal scoring he's illustrated throughout his entire career, then I'm sure we'll be pushing up that table and getting a bit higher, and potentially competing for the Europa League spots or even higher with the way this season is going. But yeah, just to touch on some players individually, I thought Leno was solid, didn't really have too much to do. Our central defensive partnership of David Luiz and Rob Holding was also very solid. They were able to withstand both Callum Wilson and Andy Carroll, and yeah, they dealt with everything they had to. On the left-hand side, we had Kieran Tierney back. It was great to see him, and I don't think he had his best game, but he still showed us what we were missing in the Crystal Palace match. He was making runs past the defender, taking on his man, and a couple of times he did make some great crosses. One of them was put on a plate essentially for Lacazette, and if Lacazette had just got a touch on the ball, could have been an easy goal for him. But yeah, he had a good game overall, I thought, without being incredible. And then on the right-hand side, or the right back, I should say, we had Cedric coming in for Hector Bellerin. And Cedric impressed me today. I thought he was quite good. The last time I saw him play was against Newcastle, but in the FA Cup fairly recently. And while he wasn't troubled defensively, he wasn't offering us too much offensively. But in this game, he was, there was some great build-up play between him, Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe. They really seemed to have a good connection on that side. And, of course, he managed to, link up with Saka and provide the assist for Aubameyang's goal. So I thought he did well today. And then, of course, as I mentioned, Aubameyang got 2 goals. Great to see him back in the goals, and, hopefully that goal-scoring form can continue. In the right-wing position, Saka, what more can you say about this guy? He was industrious, hardworking, as he always is. Brilliant movement, great link-up, understanding between him, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Cedric most notably, but he was, moving all around the pitch. And a great goal to go with it. He's really adding goals to his game now, it appears. Lacazette, who I wouldn't say had, an exceptional game, he was dropping quite deep today. Him and Emile Smith-Rowe seemed to have a good understanding. But yeah, it wasn't Lacazette's best game. He had the chance from the Tierney cross, and then Cedric nutmegged a player, a backheel nutmeg, should I say, and Saka crossed the ball into Lacazette, and Lacazette arguably could have done better with the header. And then, of course, Emile Smith-Rowe, who got an assist today, probably could have had even more because he set up 4 chances, I believe it was, and we weren't as ruthless as we potentially could have been, but he was exceptional. The guy just constantly wants to look forward, drive with the ball, play 1 touch or 2 touch, and he just seems like he's one step ahead. And it's something that's really injected some pace into our game. Before, our midfield was extremely turgid, predictable, sideways. Now it's a lot more forward, a lot more direct, and a lot more unpredictable, and it's great to watch. And yeah, on Emile Smith-Rowe, I know Arsenal fans, we get a lot of stick online, I think, for overhyping or getting too far ahead of ourselves on a particular player. And, right now I think there's talk about, or comparison between Emil Smith-Rowe and Kevin De Bruyne. And, let's be honest, there's no competition. Kevin De Bruyne, if he continues to work hard and knuckle down, I'm sure that he can, get to Emil Smith-Rowe's level soon. I couldn't even say that with a straight face, but no, I get that most people saying that it's all just a bit of banter. Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm sure, will have a lot more tougher tests to come. We've got a tough fixture list coming up. Hopefully, he can continue delivering the goods for us. He's young, so we got to remember to stick by him. But the way he's been tearing it up recently is certainly impressive. But I do have in the back of my mind, who we have faced. We faced a lot of teams in our recent run who are at the bottom of the table. And so just want to put some perspective on it. Not necessarily just about his overall performances, but our overall teams in terms of our clean sheets, in terms of just how we've looked defensively. Will we still be able to do those things when we come up against the Southampton or a Manchester United as we've got coming up? That's not me, being negative or anything like that. It's just, providing some context. I think the way we've been progressing recently shows signs of potential, and I'm hoping that we can carry it through. And I also just want to briefly talk about our opposition today, Newcastle. They weren't that good today, were they? I think it's been like that for them for most of the season. And I know Newcastle fans are very critical of Steve Bruce and the way that he sets up his teams. And yeah, just from what I've seen in the FA Cup game and then this game, they are very negative. They're not looking to, attack. I'd probably be worried if I was a Newcastle fan seeing that from your team and knowing that, now Sheffield United have, got a victory. Yes, it's probably going to be very tough for Sheffield to stay up, but they've maybe got a little bit of confidence back. Sam Allardyce, who, took over a struggling West Brom, has managed to, get some results from that side, and a team has never gone down under his watch, so that will be something that Newcastle will have to monitor as well. And then Fulham, who also looked, virtually certain to go down, I wouldn't say they've been good recently, but they haven't, been getting thrashed. Their defence has been, reasonably solid, and, that's another thing that Newcastle need to be wary of, that they don't just get drawn into this relegation battle. But yeah, I don't want to get too overexcited about our win. I'm really happy with it, but I'm aware that we were facing Newcastle and they were pretty abysmal today.